In this video, we're going to show you how to deal with supersessions and what we call aliases. In the system, when we import a price file from a manufacturer, if that price file contains supersession data, in other words, this part has been replaced by this other part, then that information is going to be loaded in automatically for you. So there's really not anything to do if we're importing the price file. But there are situations where maybe they haven't released a price file and the information in it is old, or you're working with a vendor that we actually don't import price files for, and you need to go in and manually create a supersession. So what we're going to do is, I am currently in inventory and I'm viewing an inventory item, and we notice that we have a button here at the top that says Aliases and Supersessions, and we're going to select that particular option. Now, by default, the system uses a supersession and an alias. They're similar. In other words, when I go in and create a supersession, I'm saying that this particular part needs to be replaced by this other part. An alias is somewhat similar in the sense that I'm not really setting up a part number that's going to replace it, but I'm setting up a part number that if I type that part number in, I would like for the system to replace that part with the real part number when the search box comes up. So let's say I've got a part with a really long part number and I would like to just type 123 and have the system find that item. I can set up an alias in this control as well to help me with things like that. Another example would be UPC labels. UPC labels are also filled into this particular screen to help me with finding a part. It basically draws a correlation between that UPC number and that actual item to help me with finding it on the invoice. Now, the supersession data is the only thing that I'm going to actually come in here and select the superseded box. So when I type in the part number that I would like to supersede this particular item with, I'm going to actually tell it that I would like to supersede that data, and that builds that supersession information. And so what will happen is, on the invoice, when we go to sell the old part, Lizzy will give us a list of all of the items that we, or the item that item has been superseded to. And it always shows you the last supersession data for that particular item when it's displaying it on the invoice.